Shalom, shalom, Israel. Israelite Prepper here, and I just wanted to talk to you real quick. I had something on my mind, so I really wanted to at least bring it to the sisters, because I know a lot of times you have Israelite brothers out there, and we address certain issues, and some issues can be tough to hear, you know, for the sisters. It can be kind of tough to hear. I don't think that most Israelite men want to put down our sisters, put down the women and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, there's some wicked spirits out there, but for the most part, I don't believe that the brothers want to actually put down our women. For the most part, there are some exceptions, but for the most part. But what I wanted to do is I want to just kind of talk to the sisters out there, because right now we live in a matriarchal society versus a patriarchal society. And then when you come into the truth and you come into the knowledge of the way, we see, and we can see it throughout scriptures, to where men need to be patriarchs. And you know, a lot of women, they think that when they hear patriarchy, they think of it as an oppressive term, and that is not the case. That's nowhere near the case, because some people may misrepresent that. That doesn't mean that's what patriarchy is, okay? It is just a man taking his role, becoming a leader, being a leader he's supposed to be, being the father he's supposed to be, being the husband he's supposed to be. And it doesn't mean that the wife has to be, cast aside like some old refuge or something. No, it's not that. They are created to be and help me, help the man. Now, me personally, I do believe in patriarchy, right? But it doesn't have that negative connotation that it has, that I have to, if I have a wife, I have to oppress her, or she's beneath me, or I have to wipe my feet on her or something like that. No. It's not that. So the point of this video is for you sisters to realize that you choose your head. That really, it is up to you. Just because someone is interested, just because a man or brother is interested in you, doesn't mean you have to marry him, doesn't mean you have to be with him. So the first initial power is yours. Someone comes approaching, they want to talk to you, you don't have to talk to him. And that what makes submission such a bad word. Because also when you come into the way, we looking at scriptures and stuff, and it says submit to your husband, and you should. I'm not changing that. You should. But what I'm saying is that you choose who you want to submit to. And when you realize you have power in that, when you realize that you initiate that, right, real quick, you initiate that, then you'll say, you know what, you'll be more selective in who you choose to lead you as your head. See, the sisters out there who have chosen wisely as their head, submission is not a problem. It's not an issue, because they chose wisely. Now, I know a lot of sisters have not chosen wisely. I know that, okay? But I'm talking about the sisters out there, you just think automatically patriarchy and submission and all this other stuff is a bad word. No, it's because your initial choices. Besides that, we have all grown up, if we're in America, we have all grown up in a matriarchal society. So it only makes sense that, hey, you know what? The woman is the head of the house, and hey, if mama's not happy, nobody's happy. Those are the mantras that we live by. But now that you come into the way, it's kind of turned on its head, that whole idea. But that's okay. That doesn't mean it's doom and gloom. It means that you need to be more selective in who you want to lead you. If he's worth anything, it's not about oppression. It is not. It's just about headship. It's about leadership. It is about stewardship. You are guiding the family. The man is supposed to guide the family, not oppress the family. Now, I have a note here. I don't want to forget anything that I want to tell you guys. So first and foremost, as far as advice for the sisters out there, first and foremost, if you're looking for headship and you're looking for a husband, you're looking for an Israelite brother or whatever, first and foremost, the number one thing is ask questions. Ask questions of the brother. This is like a courtship. This is not romance. It has nothing to do with that. Okay? Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with the butterflies in your stomach and how he looks and how he tries to teach and all this other stuff. It has nothing to do with it. You're choosing for, hopefully, if Yah's will, someone who's going to be with you long term. Okay? And you're going to be with him long term. Okay, so we know the old way, we know the old Roman way, the Christian paradigm, you know, more than 50%, it's on 60%, okay, end up in divorce. It should not be so in Israel. It's long term. Does that mean, oh, no one gets divorced? Of course not. We know that people get divorced even in Israel, but the number should be a lot less in Israel because we should be a lot more deliberate. So I want to let you into the heart of wicked men. Okay, so I want to give the sisters, this whole video is really for the sisters. I want to give you what's in the heart of wicked men. I used to be one of those before I start walking in the way. And I have to say that my thoughts were not always pure. That's how it is. But I can tell you what is out there. See, because some of that wickedness that's in the hearts of men has come with them into the truth. See, we're supposed to be new creatures. We're supposed to be renewed. We're supposed to walk in the newness of life and be transformed, you know, with the newness of our mind. And a lot of the brothers, they have not. They're slick. They ran out in the streets and they take those same street tactics. So number one, sisters, don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. Because see, a lot of men, we know that you want to be covered, you want to be guided, you want to have a good guy in your life. Nothing wrong with that. Don't be desperate, because they will prey on that you're desperate. And then they can run game on you and tell you all kinds of stuff, tell you the things that you may want to hear. You be patient. You see, Nabal was a headache to his wife, but she still remained steadfast until she died. And later, she got herself a David. Don't be desperate. Always remember that. Don't be desperate, because he can prey on that. And then you ask questions. You ask questions. There's a few questions when you can ask, you know, does he have a vision and a plan? Ask that question. What's your vision? What's your plan? You know, the next question is with your eyes. Is he executing on that plan? Is he doing something? Is he putting money to the side for it? What's the plan? Does his plan means that you work and then he get a couple of more wives and then they work and then he just stays home and be the priest? Is he gonna generate income? Or is he going to just have just his wives just generate the income and he generates no income? That should be a warning. It should be a red flag, because a man needs to earn income. He needs to earn an income. You wanna know why? Because the wise man leaves an inheritance for his children. You got to generate something. You got to build assets to even be able to have inheritance to leave to your children. You got to build a certain amount of assets. Does he have a plan? Does he have a vision? You want this man to lead you, but he's not going anywhere. So you ask the questions. Nothing wrong with asking questions. There's no such thing as too many questions, because you want to be sure. Because this is your covering. Does he provide? You want to ask yourself that. Does he provide? Like right now, does he provide? What is he doing? Let's say he's a single guy. He's looking for a sister, whatever. Is he taking care of himself? Is he preparing a home? Is he building a nest or whatever so he can bring home a wife? Is he taking care of himself very well? Is he in a position to where he can take care of you? Whether he's single, married, whatever, it doesn't matter. Is he in a position to where he can actually take care of you? You're just supposed to be a helpmeet. You're not supposed to come in and bring the income. And you do 90% of all the heavy lifting when it comes to the money. Ask those questions. Don't be afraid to ask those questions. Think about those things. What's the plan? What's the vision? What are you doing? What's he doing now? What's his plans for the future? How is he executing on that plan? What is going on? Don't be desperate, because he'll sniff it out. Because you got brothers out there, and we being in the way. We know biblical marriage, monogamous, polygynous, whatever. The plan is still the same. He still has to have a vision. He still has to be working that plan, have that vision. He still has to cover you. Right now, while he's alive, build those assets. When he dies, have insurance, so that all he has built up is not taken away. And I know there's some naysayers, oh, well, they can spend the money. Okay, but he still did his part. If I have an insurance policy and it's $500,000 and I leave it to my wife and she blows it, I'm dead. That's on her, but I did my job. So you don't worry about that. So the guy, don't worry about that. It's just if he's leaving an inheritance. You know what else he needs to do while he's alive? He's alive, he makes a will. Because in the meantime, he's building up assets. He's buying land, he's building stuff on, he's preparing, all that other stuff, right? Then he has a will that says what is to be done with the assets. Then he has insurance where the death benefit will go to his loved ones. His wife, wives, kids, whatever. But he has a plan. And how will you be included in that plan? How will you be included? So yeah, I'm talking to you, sisters, because a lot of my videos I'll be addressing the men out there. But I want to give one to you because everyone wants to put a bad name on just following the way. Okay? Just walking in this path. And everyone thinks that the women are just, carpets just, wipe your feet on or something. No, it doesn't go like that. It doesn't go like that. Okay? Because you can have insurance, you can have a will, you can have all that, even without a marriage license. You can do all that. Even without a marriage, that's a completely different video, whatever, but even without a marriage license, you don't even need a marriage license to be married because then you have to look at all the patriarchs. Was David married? Was Abraham married? Was Isaac married? Was Jacob married? Okay, were all these people married? Did they have a marriage license? No, but do you say they were kind of sort of married or were they married? Okay, so married is that consummation agreement, witness. Most of y'all have some witnesses, in front of you, have that contract. You can have contracts, you don't have to be married. You don't have to have a marriage license or whatever, Do you guys know how old that marriage license is? It didn't go back that far. So it's about the covenant, it's about the covenant agreement. And are you part of it? Is there a plan for it? Is something in place? Anything? It's got to be a guy, who has it together, at least have a plan, have a vision, and start to execute, start to move on that. And where do you fit in? So before you start thinking that, patriarchy, okay, that I don't want someone over me and this and that, and I'm looking for a good, okay. You have to do the initial footwork in the beginning to figure out what you need, what type of covering you want. Because if you don't do your due diligence and you don't ask those questions, it's going to be your fault. It's going to be your fault. You're not married at gunpoint. It's going to be your fault. So sister, I hope some of you out there have been edified by this message and stuff. This is Israelite Prepper, and I will see you guys next time. Put your comments below. If you have any questions or anything, just put your comments below. I'll do whatever I can to answer those questions. So until next time, this is Israelite Prepper. Shalom, shalom.